Hey guys, welcome to a new tutorial. Today I have something really quick for you. I'm going to show you how to make a quick portrait effect in Photoshop. And you can use any Photoshop version for this, well, at least from CS6 up, because we're going to use the color lookup, but you can create similar effects with previous versions of Photoshop. So what I'm going to show you today is how to get this effect from an image like this. So something really Instagram-ish looking image, and I hope you will enjoy it. Download the stock photo and let's get started. So I grouped the effect here. You can download the PSD file and have everything here, and if you want to apply this effect to other images, simply replace this image and that's it. I'm going to unlock this so I can drag this group under my image, and I'm going to create a duplicate of this. So we're going to start by creating a duplicate image. One of the great filters that we have here in Photoshop, and not many people use it, is the shadows and highlights. And you have to go here into image adjustments and you'll find it here. You will not find it as a layer, so you have to go into the menu. Here you see the last adjustments that I used. Basically what you do with this is I'm gonna reset everything so you can see it. Basically you have shadows, highlights, and the adjustments for contrast and color, but here on the shadows what you can do is add more light there, and if you increase the tone you can see what happens. You start adding light, and with the radius you kind of add contrast. Okay, so take a look. You add light on shadow areas. I'm gonna go here again so I have the last adjustments that I used. You can copy the same adjustments, but they will not work the same for every photo. I'm gonna click OK, and we're gonna move on. The next thing I want to do is correct the color tint. In case you have any color tint to your image, you can correct it automatically in Photoshop using the curves adjustment, and I made a quick tutorial on my YouTube channel showing how to do this. You have to press the Alt key and click this auto button, and what this does, it's gonna open the auto correction options, and here you have to choose find dark and light colors. This will remove any color tint, and also choose snap neutral midtones and click OK. You will see that it increases the contrast also, but it removes that green cast that we have on the image. If you like it, you can leave it like that, but I wanted to remove that and create my own color casting. Here with the RGB we can change this. I want to add it's too contrasty. I like this sort of faded effect, so I'm gonna increase this here to about 9 so that I get that effect, some of that effect back in. Then I have another point here with input 50 and output 65, and then another one with input 157 and output 167. Okay, this will give more light on my image, but check it out. You can see how it removed that green cast on the image. Let's move on and add a hue saturation. So we're gonna work with the color now. You can use curves as well, another curves layer, but I'm gonna use hue saturation because here I can choose the colors that I want to work with, and I'm gonna choose yellows for this. Basically on the image we have greens and yellows and reds for the skin tones, and on the yellows I'm gonna give it the values that I have. So I have 22 for saturation and 19 for the lightness. So here you can add more light, saturate, or change the tones of your colors. Okay, so I'm not gonna change the tone for the yellows, but I'm gonna do it for the greens. So on the greens I have -37. You can see how it changes things here. What you can do here on the bottom is you can change the range, so I can extend this to affect more of the green area, and of course I'm not gonna leave it magenta like this. I'm gonna leave it to -37, but I had this extreme value so I could see the areas that get affected by this adjustment. Then the saturation I have it to 32 and 22 for the lightness. and this will give me that yellowish tone on the greens, which I like. And then I also changed the cyans a bit, and I have 13 for the tones, for the hue, sorry, and minus 16. And this will affect basically her shorts and some of the areas right here, the highlights. Okay, we're done with the hue saturation. Let's now go into color lookup. So let's add a color lookup. If you don't have Photoshop CS6, at least you will not have this color lookup adjustment. So you'll have to find an alternative for that. And I choose the crisp winter, and you can see it adds a bit more light, and it adds a bluish tint to the image. I have it on normal at 20%. Check the before and after. It gives a bit of a colder tone to the whole image and a bit more light. And I'm going to duplicate this and put the opacity to 30. And I'm going to use another adjustment, which is Sienna Blue, I think, or something like that. Yeah, this one over here. And this one gives back some of that warmth on the image, okay? If you leave it at 100%, you can see you get this weird tones. You can do it if you want, and then use this layer mask and erase some of the effect of the woman's body. But I'm gonna leave it like that. And then I'm gonna add another curves, because I want to create a split tone effect. So I'm gonna go into the blues, and I'm gonna raise this up a bit and lower this thing over here, and probably something like that. Look at the skin tones and see the tone that you like, create the tone that you like. And I'm gonna leave it like that. Now I'm gonna add a channel mixer adjustment, and here I'm just gonna change the blues. So I'm gonna leave the blue output channel selected here, and I'm gonna put the reds to 30, greens to minus 50, and blues to 120, so that I have here 100%. I have a tutorial on psdbox.com and on my YouTube channel explaining a bit how this channel mixer works. And if you don't know how that works, you can watch that tutorial, or simply use the values that I used here. And that's pretty much it. The last thing that I did is not going to work on every image, and here maybe it's even better without it, but I'm going to show you how it works. I created a new empty layer, set it on screen, and I'm going to use a dark yellow tone like this, and a soft brush. Let's leave the opacity to 100%. It's just to create a glow of light. I'm going to set the hardness to 0%, and just click there once, and then Control T to create just like the free transform, and create this big glow of light like that. And now I'm going to press Control Command U to open the hue saturation, and maybe change the tone of it to something like that, and probably darken it a bit, and click OK. And we're done. If it's too strong, simply lower the opacity a bit, and that's it. And that's how I created this quick effect on this portrait. Let me group everything and show the original image again. We went from this to this with just a few adjustments. So I hope you enjoyed it. You'll have the PSD file, so you can use the same adjustments on your portraits. And that's it for today. We'll see you next time.